Welcome. Today we are going to understand our emotional blueprint. The ways you learn to survive were intelligent, but you don't have to live there anymore. The blueprint was written in survival. You weren't born afraid to take up space. You weren't born doubting your worth. You weren't born as a perfectionist, a people pleaser, or the quiet one who doesn't rock the boat. All of those patterns, they were learned. They were brilliant survival strategies designed by your nervous system to keep you safe in environments where your emotions were too much or not enough for the people around you. Your nervous system holds your emotional blueprint, not just your thoughts, but your felt sense of safety, belonging, and love. When love felt conditional, you learn to associate love with performance. If expressing your emotions got you ignored, shamed, or punished, you learned to tuck those feelings deep down and wear a smile instead. If the home you grew up in was chaotic,
Rejection
unpredictable,
wears
or
many masks,
emotionally immature,
and the wound
your
doesn't always
nervous
look like
system became
abandonment.
wired for
Sometimes it
hypervigilance.
shows in subtle
Always
ways.
scanning, always
A mother who
bracing,
compares you
always
to your
ready.
sister,
It wasn't your fault.
a father who celebrates your achievements
Now I want you to
but
meet your
overlooks
protectors,
your emotions,
personas.
a parent who
To
is physically
survive, you
present
created
but
personas,
emotionally
masks
absent.
of protection.
We grow up and
These
become
parts
women
of you
who
were
excel,
formed in
who
moments
perform,
of pain
who
and
shapeshift.
uncertainty.
We learn to
They
hustle
stepped
for
in
love,
to
to
guard
be
your
the good
heart.
girl.
They helped you to
But deep
avoid
underneath
abandonment,
it all, the
rejection,
wound
or shame.
whispers. If I
And
can
now
just become
they're
who they
outdated.
want, maybe
It's
this
time to
they'll
meet them,
choose me.
thank them, and lovingly
So here's the
let them
sacred
rest.
truth. Our
Here
relationships
is
are
a
a mirror.
exercise
The
where you
person who
will be
doesn't
able to
text back,
identify
the
your
boss who
protector
overlooks your
personas.
brilliance,
Take a
the
deep
friend
breath,
who only calls when they
grab your
need
journal,
something.
and let's
All of
explore.
it stirs the
Are
unhealed
you the
part of
performer?
us,
Do
still
you
waiting to
always
be
feel
chosen,
the need to
still
be
hoping
on?
someone will
Are you
finally pick us
addicted
up and
to
say,
praise
"You
or
matter.
productivity?
I see you.
This protector
I
likely
want you."
formed when love was
But
tied
here is
to
the awakening.
achievement. Are
We
you the
can't heal the
peacekeeper?
wound
Do
by
you
being
avoid
chosen
conflict
by
at all
others.
costs?
We heal
You
it
may have
by
learned that
choosing
staying silent
ourselves.
kept you safe.
So here's a small
Are you the
emotional
numb one?
reparenting
Do
exercise.
you feel disconnected
the
or
mirror
emotionally
of current
shut down?
relationships. Take
This
a quiet
protector
moment
helped
and
you
sit with your
survive
journal.
overwhelming
Name the
emotions
trigger.
that had nowhere to go.
Think of a recent situation
Are you
where
the
you
chameleon?
felt rejected,
Do you change
unseen,
depending on
or
who you are
unwanted.
with?
What happened?
This part of you learned
was
that
involved?
blending in was safer
Identify
than
the emotion.
standing out.
What did it bring up in
Now
you?
reflect.
Sadness.
Which of these do
anger,
you recognize most in
shame?
yourself?
And then
Can you
trace
trace
the
back
thread.
to when and why they were
When
created?
was the first time
What
you
would you like
remember
to say to
feeling
that
this
part of
way
you
as
now?
a child?
Here
Close
is a
your
tool,
eyes.
a
See
self-compassion check-in
Feel
chart. It is a daily
Offer her
practice to
what she
reconnect
needed.
with your emotions, meet
Imagine
your inner
your
child,
adult
and
self
respond
sitting
with love,
beside your
not
younger
judgment.
self, and
And
place
this
your hand
chart
on your heart
is your
and say,
sacred pause,
"You
a
are
moment
so
to tune
lovable.
in before you power
I'm
through,
here now.
a way to feel
I choose
before you fix, to
and
hold
complete the
before you hustle.
Write down
Use
what
it
you
when you
needed
are
to hear
triggered,
back
when you
then,
are tired,
and
or
say it to
simply
yourself
as a
today.
daily check-in. Take 2
Journal.
to 5 minutes.
What do
breathe,
I become
be
when
honest,
I
and
feel
be
unwanted?
gentle. So here are the check-in prompts. What am I feeling in my body right now? Notice the physical sensations, tightness, heaviness, butterflies.
What emotion is present beneath the sensation? Name the feeling without judgment: sadness, anger, fear, joy. Which protector persona might be active? Is it the performer, the peacekeeper, the numb one, the chameleon, or something else? What does this part of me need right now? Safety, reassurance, rest, validation, space to cry. What would I say to my inner child if she were feeling this? Speak to her with the kindness you needed back then. What's one small loving thing I can do for myself today? A nap, a walk, saying no. For example, what am I feeling in my body right now? Heaviness in my chest, tension in my shoulders. What emotion is present beneath the sensation? Anxiety and shame. Which protector persona might be active? The performer trying to prove I'm good enough. What does this part of me need right now? To be told it's okay to rest, that I'm enough already? What would I say to my inner child? Sweetheart, you don't have to earn love. You are love. And one small loving act I can do for myself: take a barefoot walk in the garden and cancel one thing from my to do list. Your emotional blueprint is not a life sentence, it's a starting place, a sacred map. The survival patterns that once protected you don't have to define you. With compassion and awareness, you can meet each part of yourself and invite it home. It's about understanding yourself deeply enough to soften the grip of old survival stories and choose a new way to be. A way rooted in presence, self trust, and tender reclamation. I hope this helps.